President's car is now turning onto Elm Street, and it will be only a matter of minutes before he arrives at the Trade Mart. I was on Stemmons Freeway earlier, and even the freeway was jam-packed with spectators waiting their chance to see the President as he made his way toward the Trade Mart. It appears as though something has happened in the motorcade route. Something, I repeat, has happened in the motorcade route. There's numerous people running up the hill alongside Elm Street, there by the Stemmons Freeway. Several police officers are rushing up the hill at this time. Stand by just a moment, please. Something has happened in the motorcade route.
One of the most unimaginable and unforgettable events in history, as President Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas in November 1963. Many people remember where they were, what they were doing at the time, as the world was in shock at the horror they had just witnessed. This story is about one of the most famous limousines in history, the presidential limousine JFK was traveling in Dallas that fateful November day in 1963. President Kennedy's presidential limousine was a 1961 Lincoln Continental four-door convertible. The Ford Motor Company assembled the car at its Lincoln plant in Wixom, Michigan in January 1961. Hess and Eisenhardt of Cincinnati, Ohio, were responsible for customizing the car to function as a presidential parade limousine, literally cutting it in half, reinforcing it, extending it to 3.5 feet in length, and making numerous other modifications. Ford Motor Company and Hess and Eisenhardt collaborated on engineering and styling. It debuted at the White House in June 1961. The car remained the property of the Ford Motor Company, which leased it to the Secret Service for the nominal price of $500 per year. X100 was the code name given to the car by the Secret Service. Special features on the President Kennedy's limousine included removable steel and transparent roof panels, hydraulic rear seat that could be raised 10.5 inches to elevate the President, massive heating and air conditioning system with auxiliary blowers and 2 control panels, dark blue broadcloth lap roads with grey plush lining and hand-broidered presidential seals and special door pockets, 4 retractable steps for Secret Service agents, 2 steps on rear bumper for additional agents, flashing red lights, siren, blue mouton rug and the rear indicator lights when the door was ajar or steps out, 2 flagstaffs, 2 spotlights, auxiliary jump seats for extra passengers, 2 radio telephones, interior floodlights. In 1963, the car's grille was replaced by one from a 1962 model, and sombrero-style wheel covers were fitted on the 1957 Lincoln Premier are added. The trunk lid grab handles for Secret Service agents were also affixed as well. After President Kennedy's assassination, the X100 was impounded for evidence in the weeks following the assassination on November 22, 1963. Soon after this, plans were made to modify the car in Cincinnati, Ohio, and then return it to Washington, D.C. Following the assassination of President Kennedy, a committee was formed, originally comprised of 30 people, of 6 people representing the Secret Service, Army, Materials Research Center, Hess and Eisenhardt, and Pittsburgh Plate Glass Company. The White House approved Project D2, or Quick Fix, a plan for a revamp of X100 around December 12, 1963. Work was completed May 1, 1964, and extensive testing was performed in Cincinnati, Ohio, and Dearborn, Michigan, before the car was delivered to the White House in June. Costs have been estimated to exceed $500,000 and were shared by Ford Motor Company, some Ford suppliers, and the federal government. Basic elements of the revamp including complete rearmoring of rear passenger compartment, addition of permanent non-removable top greenhouse to accommodate transparent armor, replacement of engine with hand-built high compression unit providing approximately 17% more power addition of second air conditioning unit and trunk, addition of certain electronic communication devices, reinforcement of some mechanical and structural components, for example, front wheel spindles and door hinges to accommodate additional weight, complete retrimming of rear compartment, eliminating damage resulting from the assassination, new paint treatment, regal presidential blue metallic with silver metallic flakes that glitter under bright lights and sunshine. May 1st, 1964, reported by Willard C. Hess of Hess and Eisenhart, the X100 underwent major modifications again in January 1967, named Project R2. These were also completed by Hess and Eisenhart and included revision of air conditioning system for greater cooling capacity, conversion of right rear door, which had been 1 13/16 bulletproof glass, to drop glass actuated by heavy-duty power regulated assembly, reinforcement of deck lid with fiberglass to accommodate additional weight, stripping of entire car to bare metal in order to remove dents and repaint body. Minor changes such as the addition of roof-mounted grab handles in the following 10 years, other minor modifications were made as well. Front bumper guards were added and their built-in red flasher lights were replaced with red lights in the grille. During President Nixon's stay in office, the large one-piece glass roof was replaced with one with a smaller glass area and a hinge panel. This would permit the president to stand during parades. Although other presidential parade cars were built in 1968 and in 1972, it was used occasionally by Presidents Johnson, Nixon, Ford, and Carter. The X100 remained in service until early 1977. The car is now exhibited to the public at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan. A witness and survivor of a tragedy that shook the world, one which we will never forget. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.